Hello there, it is me, Pearl, from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Pearl, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change, we do need to shift and change the energy within. And hopefully my readings help you to shift into a state where you are no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change, because that, ironically, is where all of the magic happens. So, I haven't seen you in a week, although I have been posting on TikTok. So, if you don't follow me on Tuned In Pearl TikTok, go take a look over there. But we are just going to let some cards come out. I'm going to get 3 cards here. And we are just going to see what story happens and check in. I am starting my new job. I got all onboarded and all of the new pricing, etc., will be revealed within the coming days. So again, there is an opportunity for you to catch the pricing that is currently on my site. There is still a sale, Salem, all capital, Salem 111. And if you use that, you can get $111 off of the current intuitive guidance call package, which is a huge, huge, huge sale. And going forward, the pricing structure is going to be very different. But I'm also going to have new services available, and all of that will be revealed probably this weekend. I would guess I'll have all that tea for you. So I'm very excited. I'm going to be working for a company called Michelle's Soul Purpose. They're based out of Long Beach, and they are welcoming me as one of the readers / healers on their team. And I will be doing readings and sound healing and sacred embodiment. And it's all very fun. Okay, so let's look at the story that came out and see what is the what. The very first card that jumped out in this story is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a youthful, adventurous energy. It's a new energy, a fresh energy. It's about chemistry, a spark, inspiration. It can be about initiating something, starting something. We see this person with their back to us. They have an androgynous energy, so this could be a feminine or a masculine energy. And they're looking out at this vast landscape here. And it's a relatively blank. There's nothing written there yet. It's like they're going to be the ones that are going to decide what this landscape will lead them to. It does look like a desert. It does look like it lacks green energy and light. And I think what's interesting is what's coming under that is the 6 of Coins, which brings a lot of green and abundance in it. And the 6 of Coins is all about reciprocity, while the Page of Wands is about initiating or starting something fresh. So putting these two energies together, what it looks like is someone wants to start a conversation, a journey, a exploration of something that is more reciprocal. So if this has to do with love and connection, this is someone wanting to explore more reciprocal connections. Or if there hasn't been reciprocation, bringing in more reciprocation into a connection. If this has to do with a job opportunity or a business that someone is deciding to get into or venture into, it looks like they are looking at something where they're going to invest their time and energy and receive something actually reflecting the time and energy they're putting into it back to them. So something that's going to be more lucrative in terms of their time and energy investment. So that's where we're starting in this story. Where are we currently? So where are we right now in regards to starting something new? Well, the feminine energy here is in the Eight of Swords. This looks very protective. She's guarding her energy. She is carrying in, I think, some painful ideas and thoughts about her restriction here in the past regarding starting new relationships, connections, business opportunities, etc. She doesn't want to be tied down by any one thing. And I think also in terms of connections, this can be when there is a person who is feeling like they have to let down their guard around their feelings. So it's something that they have been very guarded about. They've protected themselves from really, really communicating or speaking feelings. And that is coming up with the Eight of Coins. So interesting that we have an 8-8 here. And the Eight of Coins, of course, is about working on something. And we see this image of a masculine that's building something much more solid, right? A structure, a 3D structure. So something in reality. This is being kind of stuck in your head about something, and this is actually doing something in the physical. Very interesting that we have the mental space focused on the heart space, and the heart space really feeling something about the mind, creating something real in reality. So if we were going to look at this in terms of a relationship or connection, for me, this is a feminine energy that's been very guarded around masculine energy and around building something with masculine energy. Could be putting up boundaries or barriers around working with masculine energy in the future. I know there's a lot of people who've been talking about the 4B movement. I literally just put that up on my account yesterday after the results of the election. I think there's a lot of women and people who identify as women in this country who are feeling very much like their voices and their are unheard and their bodies are not their own. And so I feel like a defensive energy that's coming up around that, and wanting to protect ourselves from any masculine energy that hasn't done the work to consider us equal, in and value us and treat us with respect, right? So there's a storyline here that's showing me that we are ready to embark on something new, and a new journey, a new connection, a new relationship, but only if it's really going to respect our boundaries, our personhood, and we'll do what needs to be done to protect ourselves. Um, the end result, actually, of this decision and of this energy is really interesting because we have the Four of Wands here, and that's coming out with the Sun card. And this is enlightenment, this is joy, bliss, happiness. It's a warm card. So this is actually going into a bright, good place. And this is a card about commitment and marriage. It's also about celebration and about solid, healthy foundations in relationships and connections. And I think there is a little bit of irony here that we've just had this moment where a lot of women are considering that they actually don't want to embark upon relationships that end in marriage and take away their autonomy, and make this very bold statement about it, and instead make a commitment to themselves and other women that are feeling similarly about how things have unfolded for us, not just as a society in this country, but as a whole globally, and seeking more of a shift into a matriarchal type society versus a patriarchal one. And I feel like there are a lot of women who have stepped up and committed to that. So I just think that's just a general thing that's coming through this reading, which is so interesting because a lot of these tarot readings that I have been doing have been about relationships, partnerships with a masculine and a feminine energy, not necessarily gendered, of course, but there is always that sort of heteronormative uh, experience that permeates even queer relationships. And for me, this is embarking on a journey where something new is taking place. And if we just looked at this in a very general sense, and you wanted to apply this to relationships, if you're still pursuing relationship right now, instead of being sort of more focused on your relationship with yourself, or with your community, if this is really about a love or romantic relationship, it looks like someone in a dynamic is willing to initiate a conversation. They may feel a bit difficult, that it's a bit difficult because of the boundaries that another person has created around that communication, but they're willing to put in the work and the effort to reciprocate the time, attention, and energy that was initially invested by the other person that has now set boundaries, in order to explain to them that they do want to be in a committed connection or a relationship. And this is actually going to feel quite good. It's going to feel, it's going to bring a lot of warmth and a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. If this is about a work or career situation, it's very similar, and that's why we can kind of look at the energy that way, because it's somebody wants to start something new. They've set healthy boundaries for themselves around how they want to feel in the workplace, and because they've set the boundaries around that and are pursuing some kind of work that's really fulfilling, something to do with their inner child, that's sort of easy for them to do, they are ending up having an easy time of committing to a new position, or working with a new company, like in my case, that's going to be very reciprocal with them, with their energy, and it's going to feel good, and it comes out in a really positive way, which I like and didn't necessarily expect to get from this reading. So that's very beautiful. Okay, now let's look at the overall energy and then the underlying energy. So the overall energy going forward right now is, for the masculine, this Knight of Cups, and for the feminine energy, this Three of Wands. And so with the Knight of Cups here, we have open expression of our feelings and a willingness to receive the open expression of feelings. We have somebody that's able to flow with their emotions. They don't necessarily have mastery over their emotions yet because it's still in the night phase, but they can just go with the flow a lot easier. With the Three of Wands, we have this feeling that this is something we've been waiting for quite a long time. We've seen on the horizon this potential, like, look at all of the yellow light here that is reminiscent of the sunlight. So we've seen the potential to have this experience, but it's not kind of come into our physical yet. We could see it on the horizon, but it hasn't arrived. And it feels like overall now we're very open to finally experiencing that, which is very cool. And then underlying that is very interesting. We've got the Justice card in the headspace for the masculine energy, followed by the Eight of Wands. So that's an 888 coming through here, which might be significant for some of you. And so we have a communication that brings justice to the situation. So we have apologies, we have someone taking responsibility, being accountable. This could be legal contracts if you're starting new positions. This is going to move fast, and it's a good thing that there's an energy of being able to go with the flow here, because this is very fast moving forward motion coming from the Eight of Wands. So we're going somewhere fast, and instead of going nowhere fast, which I think is what has been the feeling of the last few years, so to speak. Okay, let's get some spirit animals for this week. We will get one for the masculine energy and one for the feminine energy. overcome any obstacle, which goes very nicely with that Eight of Swords as feeling like an obstacle, because there is a sense that the masculine does need to break through some of these painful thoughts or ideas that have plagued the connection. And then we have Panther Spirit, reclaim your power, coming for the feminine energy, which also feels very significant. And we're going to pull some magic for each of these energies. What is the magic that needs to come into this situation between the masculine and the feminine energy, the head and the heart space? What magic will benefit us? Ooh. Friendship coming out for the masculine. And we're going to read these, so we're going to get some deeper insight on them. And for the feminine energy, please. I'm not wanting to give away our magic today. We have well-being coming out here, which is lovely. Lots of light coming through with these cards. Okay, first up, we've got overcome any obstacle, Rhino Spirit. Here's what the masculine needs to know this week, number 50. We always have the choice to press ahead, and Rhino Spirit's strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. This animal spirit knows there is more than one way to open a path to what you seek. When Rhino Spirit appears, you are reminded that you have a marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways, by going around them, shattering them with the force of clear, deliberate intentions, or even transforming them into clouds that drift away by refusing to allow them to limit you. Apply your Rhino Spirit with creativity, and no obstacle can stand, for you have magic to make and many ways in which to make it. Your power is awesome right now. Rhino Spirit also wants to remind you that when an obstacle appears to prevent you from getting what you desire today, it means that something much better is coming. Keep that in mind when you consider the nature of the obstacle in front of you now. Great Spirit loves you so much and only wants what's best for you. And for the feminine energy, Panther Spirit, reclaim your power, number 44. So we had 50 and now we have 44. And the message for reclaim your power says, it takes courage to face challenges. And right now, Panther Spirit is here to say that you are braver than you think. Now is the time to take a risk and step into a different aspect of your being. Speak as you have never spoken before. Act as you have always dreamed you might have the courage to act. Love fearlessly and fully, and expect to feel the adrenaline rush as you are initiated into a new, braver, bolder self. Panther Spirit says the time for dreaming about what you want to do is giving way to that first courageous act toward reclaiming your Panther Spirit and power. Your new identity may feel strange at first, but you have what it takes, and your soul wants this. Be bold. Beautiful, beautiful pairing. Those cards together really creates a force that cannot be stopped, and I really, really, really love that. Okay, and now for the magic. Divine Masculine is needing some magic around this friendship card. So let's see what we can share for the masculine energy, which is, of course, the energy of the mind and the intellect and the material. It says, we all need friends, and a good friend is a rare jewel that's sometimes hard to come by. Spending time with someone who knows you better than others, whom you can count on, and whose company you enjoy is a gift in itself. Instead of shutting people out of your life, try to open up a little more. There's nothing more therapeutic than having a catch-up or a good belly laugh with someone you trust. Friends add to the fullness of life. It is time to reach out and embrace an authentic relationship with somebody who has your best interests at heart. The spell incantation for this card is, write down the attributes you wish for in a friend and pop the list in a photo frame. Light an orange candle, Face west on a Thursday evening during a first quarter moon. It is Thursday evening, but I don't know what the moon is in right now. And say, an orange candle doth attract, visualize and be exact. A friend who's loyal and is true has fun with me in all we do. My heart is open to embrace invitation to their place. Share a laugh, support, confide, friends to keep right by my side. Allow the candle to burn down in front of the picture frame, and then say, gratefully, I accept the magic of you, of protection to assist in all that I do. Lend me the courage, build power in me, assist my transcendence, so mote it be. The magical meanings of this card include someone is trying to reach out, you've underestimated somebody's loyalty, let go and trust, confide in someone you can trust, and your soul partner has arrived. So there is something about friendship that will benefit this masculine as the masculine approaches or tries to initiate communication or some kind of a conversation, or as you start to explore a new job or a new endeavor. The friendships that you're going to make along this path are really going to help sustain you and make this a very positive and bright and joy-filled experience. The well-being card is the card of magic for the feminine energy. This is what the feminine needs right now in terms of magic. And it says, concerns about your well-being have been flagged, and you're being reminded to take steps towards healing aspects of your current state of being. Changes call you to adapt. Whether this is on a physical, mental, or societal level, the prime concern is looking at how to achieve the optimum levels required to feel and be at your very best. By doing so, you'll emerge with a positive self-esteem so you can live and work productively while feeling engaged with the world around you. Happiness, health, and comfort support you as you take steps towards personal fulfillment. I think a lot of us really do need to really support our well-being at this time. It is very important for the coming days ahead because we really don't know what to expect from the current state of affairs that we're experiencing right now. The spell incantation says, sit or lie on the ground under a full moon on a Monday evening facing north. Place a smoky quartz at your feet and a sodalite crystal on your third eye and say, smoky quartz held to protect, full moonlight helps to connect. Sodalite crystal calms the mind, perception, insights now entwined. Release emotions into earth, state of being to rebirth. Happiness and health await, accomplishment now feeling great. When you feel ready, acknowledge the earth and the moon by saying, gratefully I accept the magic of you of protection to assist in all that I do. Lend me the courage, build power in me, assist my transcendence, so mote it be. The additional magical meanings of this card include lifestyle choices need to be revised, a welcome energy shift is occurring, try to consume healthy foods and beverages, you are about to turn a corner. So that's the magic that you need for this week. And the spirit animals that are going to walk you through this week, the Rhino Spirit and the Panther Spirit, and friendship and well-being are very important for you at this time. I hope that you like this reading. I hope that you gained some insight from it today. If you need personal guidance, you know where to find me, turnedintarot.com. There's a link below. You can also find me on Tuned In Pearl TikTok. I have been doing regular readings on a daily basis over there. I have felt compelled to do that, and I am going with the flow there. And don't forget to take advantage of the current pricing structure. There are video recorded readings for $22 and $55. Those options are going away within a number of days. And there will be other new options for having readings with me, but the price structure will be very different. So take advantage now. Thank you so very much, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.